And hello everyone, BNSF Guy 7777 here, back for another commentary train line. In today's episode, I'll be making an industrial park for switching, as I said I would for this part of episode 2. Alright, so we start off right outside of Dallas Union Station. Or I guess what we can call Dallas Union Station. I'm not sure if that's the name in the end of the route. And we continue on whichever direction it says this is. I think it says it's, yeah, I can't read. So it's east. We go east. So start painting more grass. How about instead of painting from now on, I just say I start growing grass, because painting grass just sounds a little too weird for me. Alright, so I continue on with a little bit of more track, and I looked through a lot of buildings, guys. Like, I think one main, like, if this wasn't in 2x speed, this video would be an hour and 14 minutes. Or something like, yeah, it'd be an hour and 14 minutes if it wasn't in 2x speed, and if I didn't cut out some parts for editing towards the end. So starting basically now, I looked through tons and tons of buildings. Like seriously. This is probably going to be maybe 10 minutes of searching through stuff. Yes. I was searching through stuff for probably an hour, you guys. Okay, that is clearly not true, because the video in general was an hour and 14 minutes. But definitely a good 20 minutes. I was searching and searching. Like, my finger hurts really bad. You know, I didn't stop. I was just looking and looking and looking and looking. Mainly for industrial buildings. Which, well, obviously, because this is an industrial park. See, eventually that pink orangish thing, it gets replaced with one that actually was a little more realistic. It's like a coat melter or something. I learned somewhat about it in school last year. But yeah, it gets replaced with one that looks more realistic than it is at the minute. Yeah, there will be a lot of trains running through this line when it's done. So yeah, as you can see, I'm still just looking and looking through things. I mainly find warehouses and like mills, steel mills. And at one point I had a windmill. Just way down over by the bridge, I had a windmill for absolutely no reason. And yeah, just keep going. Seriously, guys, you'll see so many items get placed and deleted in this video. It's not even funny. It's not even funny how many items were placed. Like, it said mill on that item. I'm like, oh, alright, place. And I'm like, oh, it's a shop. Really? So there would also be, yeah, so right here, sorry, I'll continue what I was saying. So right here is when I start looking for hours, or what feels like hours, for industrial plant buildings that make up this. And I don't fail, but I don't think I completely succeeded, but I used what I had to make it look like one. Yeah, so there would be like a container area, but after this, it's mainly just short freight trains and passenger trains. More off to from the triangle to where it doesn't go over the bridge. Don't know which direction it is. I think it's south. So more on south. That's where the container trains go. Although there are a few container trains that will run through here. There's going to be like one very small container station towards the end of this line. Yeah, I just start looking through my item stuff for things that have like that industrial thing with like those red and white things. The tall red and white things you see in the background, that's what I was looking for 20 minutes. Like, it's not even funny. I couldn't find it. I looked through the entire thing, I want to say 3 times. Yes, it's all going to be on here, but I never found it. And the funniest thing is, I've used it before. I just don't know where it is. So, when I'm in part 4, which is signaling and all that, I'm gonna go back into a route where I know I've used it, find it, see what the object is called, and then search it up. Because I'm being serious. I'm just looking and looking and looking and looking forever. And at one point I found this really cool item that does something that will be useful for like some container yards, but it's only for like signal stacking container yards. So yeah. And this is the item that I replace that pink item with. Yeah, right there. You'll see me hit replace. So now it looks actually like one of those things. Yep, here's where I had the water tower for absolutely no reason. Then I start looking over here. Then I stay at the water tower to keep looking through stuff. I find some traffic lights that I forgot were there, which I'm going to use towards the end of the series, and with all the streets and all that. Although you can make some really cool railroad crossings with those. Like, you can connect it to the it's either post or pole of the railroad crossing. And I keep looking, go all the way to the bottom. I find another water tower. And then I just keep going. It like froze there it freezes at times for a few seconds. And sometimes I just pay attention to the TV because World of Dance was on when I was doing this, and it like distracted me at times. So yeah, those are also useful in the making of the industrial park or something. Whatever you want to call it. Because I just keep looking. And then there it texted me for a second. I would have responded, but I was way too busy with this. Because I'm not saying this is more important than him, it's just that I'm in the middle of it, can't stop here. Yeah, then I start looking for a railroad crossing. And you'll see in this video how to make railroad crossings to make them do basically whatever you want. Like, you can get them to ring 10 minutes before the train actually comes. You can get it to ring even if a train isn't coming. I didn't really figure it out. Well, I kind of did, because I think I'm the first one to actually think of it this way. Because this is as close as I can get it to ATLS railroad crossings. But it's pretty complicated how it all works. So I'll show you, but ATLS railroad crossings, when trains adds them, if they do, those are going to be really useful. Like, really, 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 really useful. Yeah, you'll see a special way that I have either adapted to or just thought of on getting those railroad crossings to basically do whatever you want when you want it to. Like, I can have the gate do a spasm. It just goes down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Like, that entertains me for like 10 minutes sometimes, but then I eventually get bored of that. The top of those looks like the top of a locomotive. Post in the comments if you agree. And more on into the video. I delete two of them. And here's that cool item I was talking about. So you see that it slowly moves. And yeah, it looks like a container thing. while that's moving, I start looking through stuff, but then I realize, wait, how does that work? I go up to it right now. Look, how it's just fusing through it. That makes perfect sense. And then it stops right about there. And then that one thing moves over, which, again, how does that work? It just fuses through it somehow. Seriously, look. I go a little closer to it. But sadly, that yellow thing does not go down, it just goes back, and I assume that the rest just goes back again. So yeah, but either way, that's a nice item to add. It's called like container thing. I think so. And that was not what I was looking for. Like seriously, you'll see a lot of items get placed down. Yeah, I think I remember it being at the top, which is the worst thing. And now it's just gone. It's hiding from me. Yeah, I just keep looking. And then I start looking through tower because, you know, it kind of looks like a tower, like a red and white tower. But nope, that didn't have it. And then I look for tall because it's tall. And then I give up on that because that was no use. And I just keep looking through the thing again. Like, I look through the whole thing. And I find a lot of items. There's some train stations, those railroad crossings, which are awesome. And those highway signs, you'll see what they are eventually. Yeah, like, I can see what's coming up next because I'm editing this through iMovie. And all the things it's just that. It's just this. So, then I placed lumber mills accidentally for some reason. Well, it was accidentally. I just, like, accidentally tapped. Yeah, and then I keep looking. It felt like I was looking forever. But clearly, I was not. Because this video ends. Yeah, if you notice, there was a Pizza Hut. And once this video is uploaded, I'm going for some pizza. While you're watching this, if you're one of the really early people, probably eating pizza as you're watching this. Probably eating pizza right now. But that's only if you came within, like, the first hour of it being uploaded. So, in case there are situations like this, and you want to be watching a video while I'm eating pizza, come early. Yeah, so, in just a few seconds, this is finally going to end because eventually I just give up because I cannot find it. I looked forever. I'll try one more thing. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Then I start looking for the railroad crossings, which I can easily find because I know what they're called. They're called grade railroad crossings. See, yeah, right here you see I was just stopped there because I was watching World of Dance, watching what was on the show, and then I start moving around the tracks. Well, not moving around, just like extending them, I should really say. I add some of the industrial parts for the tracks, so the trains can actually get there. And the first part I worked on is that brown steel mill, which is right in front of you. Or if you're watching this from a distance for some reason, or if you're watching this on a TV, it's what's on the screen, this brown mill. And I just keep working. Sometimes it feels like my job. Like, I have to make a video for you guys. And also, I kind of want to. So it's like a pleasant job. It's like a job I know I have to do, but something I enjoy a lot. So, yeah. Post in the comments if your YouTube channel feels like that for you too, if it feels kind of like a mini job, because like I make sure that I keep uploading. Yes, I know there are times when I don't upload for sometimes even 2 weeks. That's if either I'm super lazy, super busy, or just not in the mood. Some days I am really just not in the mood. Like, this would have been done yesterday. Like, I filmed this today, August 23rd. I think it's the 23rd, maybe it's the 24th. It's the 23rd or the 24th. It's Friday, August 23rd to 24th. I think it's the 24th, you know, I think of it. Yeah, on Friday, August 24th. Because I think Wednesday was 8/22, and I'm like, oh God, it's the Phase 3 Heritage Unit. Beautiful. And no, I did not see the Phase 3 Heritage Unit that day, although that would have been cool. I wonder who actually saw Amtrak 8/22 on the day 8/22 at 8:22 p.m. That would have been like the most random coincidence ever. You saw Amtrak 8/22 on August 22nd, 8:22 a.m/p.m. That would be really random. And now I make more track. And I worked on this for a good 15 minutes in reality. Because this took a while. This took a long time. Yeah, right now I start watching the show. And then I start adding again. Because there was this guy. He did a really cool backflip on the show. And I missed it the first time. And Mom was like, whoa! And I was like, what? And she said, watch this. And she called my sister in because she's really into gymnastics. She even takes the gymnastics class. She's on a team. Yeah. She does that stuff, and I'm forced to go to those competitions, even though they just let me go on my iPad the whole time. Sometimes I record. Actually, every single time I've gone, I think I've recorded her in her floor routine. But wait, this is not about gymnastics. This is about trains. So let's get back on the regular topic. Right now, I delete those 2 things, like I said, like about 5 minutes ago. I don't even know how long ago it was. And now I don't even know what I was doing. I was like, all right, what is my next step? What do I do? So then I connect all the tracks to each other, so trains have access to this place. Then I make some cool turn switches right up here, like, yeah, look at that. That may or may not be cool to you. It depends on what appeals to you in this game. So I'm trying to think of other ways to do it, but none of them worked except the way I had it. Sometimes you may see this often until probably I'm maybe 16. Sometimes I fail talking, like I just stutter sometimes. My mom is the one who notices it the most, but if you have, please don't hate me for it, because my voice is changing and that constantly happens. And if my voice cracks, also do not hate, because I am a changing human. Voices change, people, deal with it. Yeah. So that's probably going to happen for a while, just to let you guys know. Because if you guys go back to the beginning of being a Steph guy, 7777, I just paused there for some reason. I did not sound like this. I sounded, my voice was actually higher than this. It was a lot different. And right now I am very hungry. I have barely had anything to eat in like the last 5 hours. No, wait, sorry. Yeah, 5.5 hours. I have a clock in my room. That's the only reason I know. Well, actually, it's probably been 5 hours because lunch is at 12:36 for me. So, yeah, about 4.5, 5 hours. And now I start focusing on this part by the industrial, which I'm unsure what this track is exactly going to be for. Probably just for, like, a pass-through, maybe, or, like, a way around. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about what it's actually going to be for. And I came up with not a very good reason to have that crossing, to have the two crossbuts so far apart. But I did it anyways, so it's already over with, so why does it matter now? If you can hear those dogs barking in the background, post in the comments. And right here, I think I start watching TV for a second. And I try to keep focusing on what I'm doing. Just move around. And here's how you get the crossing to do whatever you want. You add invisible track, and then you put a switch. You have one of them that just ends. And then you put a train on one of them. It doesn't matter what train, although I prefer like a small short car. I then lower the track so no one sees the train, and then you operate it with that switch. That's it. That's the way I figured out to have it do basically whatever you want. You can have it ring for 6 hours and no trains will come. Not that any of you probably actually would, but if you do, make a video on that. I actually want to see. I want to see if they actually can have it animated for 6 hours and no trains cross over, or if you weren't really paying attention to what I was doing, just have a train come in and stop for 6 hours. 6 hours. See if they actually have it animated for 6 hours, or if eventually, like, the lights just turn off. Speaking of the lights turning off while the crossing is active, there's a cool photo I screenshotted at the end that is so hard to get. Like, you don't even know how hard this photo is to get. Now, if you screenshot it off YouTube, then yeah, it's easy to get. But getting it personally, like, and honestly, it's pretty hard to get. And no, the railroad crossing was not glitching. I just screenshotted it at somehow the perfect time. Like, this reminds me of the one time I took a photo of the TV to do some really messed up thing to the character. And we can't see it because it happens so fast. But when scenes change, there's not even a split second where there's both of the scenes. I took a photo one day with my friend who moved to Ohio but now is in LA. He's Kenya Cute, by the way. In case you know his channel, go subscribe. He doesn't upload, though. He hasn't uploaded in a very long time. Let's just go with that. And I took a photo of the perfect time when the TV showed both the scenes. That has only happened to me once, and it's pretty funny when it happens. Like, I got it, and then I looked at it, I'm like, wait, how, like, that never happens. Like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. With a photo. No, I do not have it on my camera roll anymore. This was with my old iPad, so remember last year around Christmas time, 2016 to 2017, there was like no uploads for probably like a month. That's because my old iPad broke. Yeah, that sucked so much. And I used my phone for, I think, the stop-motion videos. So yeah, you're welcome for trying to get something uploaded. And, shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. And so eventually, I got this new one. It sadly didn't save any of my photos or videos, but it saved my games and all the data I had on the games, which really surprised me. Like, I was expecting, like, I had a lot of good routes on Trains Driver 2 at that time. Or what I thought were good. They were like no paint, but they were circular. And I had ones that I thought were actually really awesome, but compared to the ones I make now, they honestly weren't that great. Although on some of them I tried. But it saved those, which surprised me. But eventually now they're deleted. Because one, for storage. Not that I have low storage, just that I want to have enough storage. And two, delete all bad data. Yeah, so eventually all the signals get added. Like there are actually a lot of signals in this industrial area. I don't know if I add any more. Oh, nope. And now I start adding the trains. So I start off with adding the Burlington SW7 locomotive. I number it 1722. And then I start looking for locomotives that I should add. But I'm thinking. One thing I forgot to add was the UP SD40-2, which I'm kind of triggered about it now. But I'll just add it later. And eventually I come to the conclusion, wait, what about that Milwaukee Road, blah, 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 locomotive? And I tap on the track, it doesn't add. I tap on it again, and then it like loads for a second, and then it adds. One time I actually got it to number itself. I am promising you guys, it automatically numbered itself 777. And I was like, boy, that's my lucky locomotive right there. And now I start adding some of the freight cars, like the coke tipping cars. Like, I've seen some science videos on this, on how it all actually works. But this was like a year ago, and I hardly remember it. But it's like really, 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 really hot stuff. It's like if you touch it, your hand will melt. So yeah, don't touch that. And the trains that operate it, they move so slowly, like it's not even funny. And yeah, and then I add an oil car here, like just one very lonely oil car. Then I add some steel coil cars for, well, the steel mill, which comes in just a second. Right now. I add 5 of them. You saw those 2 just spawn in instantly, right? And then I add one more oil car over here, which I forgot about. I honestly forgot about that one. And then I grab some box cars, put them over there. And I add those other 2. And then I add a grain car, just one bolt hopper car. And with the trains Summer Lake Pass car, the Summer Lake Pass route, the new one, it basically updates. A lot of trains have been updated recently with the new routes that Trains has added, and when it updates the cars / engines that instantly came with the game, it gives them higher quality and makes them look better, which basically is the same thing as higher quality. Yeah, now it actually looks like a train. So it updates the Baby Ruth car, that one grain car, obviously, because you just watched me place it down and it looked a lot better than it used to. And it updates the Santa Fe F7A, not the F7B though, for some reason. And I do that same trick with the railroad crossing for this one. And then I start adding some asphalt. like a lot, well, you don't grow asphalt, so I start. My dad works at an asphalt company, so I guess his company did it. And I mean, seriously, he works at an asphalt company. He's the superintendent. You guys are getting a lot of facts about my family right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm running out of things to talk about, and I guess my family is the only other option. And I failed the asphalt right there. Like, it just all of a sudden went really small. And then I just add that little section. And I go over there. And I go right over there so they have access to the parking lot. And now the last thing, which honestly kind of triggered me this whole time, was doing this. It should, I'm accenting should, get cars to go in one direction. No, not like that band, but like to go in one specific direction. And right now they're going the wrong way. And to have cars be on like both parts of the gate. Like with just those regular roads that they have, they usually only end up on the far end of the gate with the 4-lane river crossings. Like they end up as far as they can from the crossbuck. But with this, you should be able to have them on both ends. And I worked on this for a good 10-15 minutes. Yeah, it's me a lot faster than you. So yeah, that car is going the right way. That one, red one. And then they just do that huge turnaround, which I eventually change all this in the end. But this isn't the end. And I keep watching the TV for a few minutes. And then I'm like, oh wait, so yeah, how am I going to do that? So yeah, right here is basically where I change that. And yeah, like I said to someone, that if you don't want two splines connecting, if you want them right next to each other, you have to go up close to it and do it manually, the way I just did. Yeah, right now I changed something about what you just saw. And I connect that to that. And then I just add another road. So yeah, as weird as it is with these things, with these special roads, to get the cars to go the way you want, just face the arrows the opposite way of the directions you want the cars to go. I am not kidding. But sometimes in surveyor mode, they go both directions, which honestly triggers me so much. Yeah, and none of the scenes that you are about to see are the cars actually running through the asphalt, which kind of triggers me. But I don't really care anymore. Because it's already recorded, and I'm already this far into editing. Probably only a couple minutes left. If even. Yeah, there's probably a couple minutes left. Right here, I just add an invisible road. Right here, which does not seem to work in the end. Yeah, that's how you get in there. So, one thing you guys don't see me do is you don't see me edit the railroad crossings. Now, the large one over to the west, that one's me ringing constantly. But that's once I change that. I haven't changed that yet. And the one, and the small one in the east, that's only gonna be ringing when the gates go down because the train's gonna be going pretty slow through there usually. And that sound constantly over and over, as loud as it is, it gets kind of annoying. And now get on to some scenery, where I'm actually doing the gameplay. So here's that one river crossing, the big one. connecting to that lonely oil car. Yeah, turn on those headlights. And now it's going back through. Wow, that honestly looks really good. So, I'll show you the screenshot at the end of the video. And the last scenery scene, the train goes past the river crossing when the gates barely come down in time. I switched the switch for the gates a little late. Yeah. So those last few scenes have been in real-time speed. And this is the end. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to BNSF Guys 7777. Goodbye. Oh wait, I need to show you the photo.